Hello, hello. Welcome back to BDO Facebook Live. My name is Monica, and today we have a very special, inspirational guest with us. So excited. She's an actress, she is a model, she's a seamstress. We had to talk about that. She's a filmmaker, you guys. She's a former aerospace executive. We'll definitely dive into that as well. And she's a breast cancer survivor, a wife, and a mother. You wear so many different hats. The very special and talented Cheryl Ash Simpson. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
And are you sure that's all me? Oh
No, yes, I feel like there's a few more I probably left out.
Could be. But
Yes.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
We've been talking off camera, you guys, definitely. I've gotten to know you already. I feel like I already have so many questions for you just about your life. So let's just dive in. I'm gonna say the most interesting thing that I need to know is about you play the saxophone.
Yes, I play the saxophone.
When did you start playing the saxophone, and how did that come about?
Well, let's see, I play the alto and soprano saxophone.
Alto and soprano, okay.
I started at age 10. And it actually came about, when you're younger, you get to pick an instrument, or at least
at school.
Used to get to pick an instrument at school, right? So I tried the violin, that didn't work. I tried the flute, that didn't work. And then my stepfather brought out his saxophone. At the time, I had never seen one, and it was beautiful. And he said, "I bet you can't play that." And you know what I said?
When people say that, right, it's like, oh no, now I have to prove you wrong.
So I picked it up, and I've been playing it ever since.
Really?
Yes.
At the age of 10?
At the age of 10, so I played in high school, played in elementary, set it down for college. Actually did play a couple years in college.
Really?
And set it down, then picked it back up, and started playing in what they call Jimmy Cole Big Band in Indianapolis. Played there for 10 years.
And you performed for
and
audience.
I performed in audience and everything.
Love it.
Nothing like performing in front of an audience. When you're vibing with the audience, they're smiling with you, and you're giving them love back. That's
it's just that energy. We talked about that.
Wonderful feeling.
Yes,
so then I set it down, and then most recently I picked it back up again, and I'm doing what they call shedding.
Shedding.
Because you got to make sure
you
sound good. You go in the closet and you practice. Practice before you get out and perform. So I'm doing that, and I have a teacher, and I'm getting ready to start performing again soon.
You still have that same saxophone that you received when you were 10?
No.
Okay,
no,
so you upgraded, got a new one.
I upgraded, but I did. My saxophone is a 1936 saxophone. So that's huge. Can you imagine all the cats that actually played on it? So
I love
has a
that.
great sound and everything.
Of course. And what inspires you? Like, what inspires your work? 'Cause you're also a filmmaker as well.
Yes, also a filmmaker. We'll talk about that.
Yes.
Sunshine Noodles and me. Well, what inspires me is actually inspiring other people.
Yes.
And seeing them smile.
The impact you have.
The impact. If I could just give them a little impact to make their day go brighter, then I'm happy. Not too long ago, someone sent me a message on Instagram and told me that because she had talked to me in my breast cancer survivor story, she started Breast Cancer Foundation.
It's like, really? It's just like it takes that one person that just makes a huge difference.
Yes, and then I have people from from Sudan, from Indonesia, from Malaysia, sending me
all around the world
notes. Yes, telling me how I'm inspiring them. So that inspires me. Yes.
Do you ever feel like, wow, like I never thought I would be at this point and inspiring so many people around the world? Like, it's not even just here.
Exactly. Well, with the onset of the internet, you have the ability to touch
that
so
platform.
Many people, so many lives. And no, I've always wanted to be an inspiration, but I didn't think it'd be
this huge.
This huge.
I love it. And so please, let's talk about your documentary, your film.
Okay, so the documentary Sunshine Noodles and Me that we made while I was living in Malaysia. The title, Sunshine, because there's a lot of sunshine.
Yeah.
Noodles, because we ate a lot of noodles.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you for this title.
And me. And also, noodles, they kind of bend and twine. And as a survivor, you bend and twine, and you never get back to where you were in the beginning. So you realize that's a new place.
Exactly how a noodle is, right. It can never go back to its original form.
Yes. So, and the documentary was made hoping that we can inspire people that you can get through with anything. You can get through any adversity with love, faith, and wellness.
Love, faith, and wellness. Yes. And so how long ago was the documentary?
So the documentary was completed toward the end of 14.
In the 14. So now, and we're still talking about it. Like, you're still impacting everyone with this film.
We're still talking about, we're still impacting. People are still looking at it. I'm still here.
Yes.
I'm now a 10-year survivor. Praise God.
Yes.
I had no idea that it would have legs like this, and so I'm pleased that it does.
And so when did you find out that you were diagnosed?
I found out I was diagnosed 3 days before I was going to get married.
3 days before your wedding?
3 days before my wedding. Wedding gifts were all on my table at work.
Yeah.
Actually, I was getting ready to go for my leave, you know, and then I get the note that I had breast cancer. And the way that happened, I'll take you back.
Okay.
So in August of that year, I was driving and I reached across and I touched my breast and I thought I felt something.
Okay.
I didn't pay any attention to it. And
Which
then
a lot of people don't.
Yes.
A lot of people do not, yeah.
Right, because I tried to feel it again and I didn't, so I let it go. So a few weeks later, then I went to a doctor who had never touched my breast before. He was just for my high blood pressure.
Okay.
I walked in and he said, "You need a mammogram." And I was like, "Are you
just
clairvoyant?" Yeah.
He just said that.
He just said that. I'm like,
wow.
"Are you clairvoyant?"
Yeah.
And then I thought, okay, that's God talking to me. I had you touch it. You didn't do anything about it. Now I'm going to have somebody speak it to you.
Yes, because why would this
Why
doctor
would
just
he-
randomly...
Exactly. So I called. Typically, I get my mammograms in October, which I had done already. This was August. It wasn't time.
Yeah.
So insurance didn't want to pay for it. So I said, I'm going to have one anyway. So we had the mammogram. Didn't see anything. I have dense breasts, which a lot of women do.
Yeah.
So if you have dense breasts, then you can also have an ultrasound.
Okay.
So I had an ultrasound done. They didn't see anything. I said, keep looking. And hiding under this fibroid that I'd had for years was this suspicious mass.
And good thing you said keep looking, as opposed to, oh, everything's fine, and then you just go on.
Right. So it's important to know your body.
Yes.
And because you're the best advocate for your body.
Yes.
So anyway, she said we had to biopsy it. I said, okay. And then results came back that I had cancer.
Wow. And so how did you still have the wedding? How did that happen?
We still had the wedding. Okay.
3 days before the wedding, right?
So on and on with the story. Okay, so they said we're going to get the results. I'm actually sitting in a meeting at work, and my admin sent me a text in big letters, "Call your doctor." I thought, okay, this couldn't be good.
Anytime, that text would make anyone nervous.
So I go to my desk, I call the doctor, and she's like, "Cheryl, we have results. It's not what we hoped. You have breast cancer." Okay, put the phone down. I had just happened to take 2 cards from when I was getting my mammogram of breast surgeons, and I don't know why I took that.
Okay.
So I called the first one, and the lady said that she was on a 2-week vacation in Europe.
Of course.
I thought that was really nice.
You're like, great, I need you here.
I need you here.
Have fun, bye.
Right. So I called the next lady. By then I'm in tears because I have a desk full of wedding gifts. I just got this diagnosis.
As if you weren't already stressed about the
wedding.
wedding.
I wasn't already stressed.
Right, already.
A wonderful African-American lady answered the phone. She said, "Sure, baby, come on in. We can help. You can come in tomorrow."
You're like, oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Go. Yeah.
That's great.
Okay.
So I scheduled that for the next day. Oh, and of course, I called my husband.
Oh, of course.
To be.
Right.
That's right. To be. And he said, okay, fine. Whatever it is, we're going to get through it.
Of course.
So that was great.
Of course.
Next day, I went to see the surgeon, who happened to be an African-American female, Dr. Robbins Green. Love her. I'm giving her a plug.
Yes, please.
She sat down and she discussed with me how you treat the breast and how you treat the body. She spent about 2 or 3 hours doing that.
Okay.
And she told me, you can go on your honeymoon if you promise to come back and have surgery afterwards.
Okay.
So I said, okay, we'll do that. And that's what we did. And we didn't tell anybody before the wedding because we didn't want to turn it into a pity party.
No, definitely not.
Except for my maid of honor and one other friend.
Okay.
We told them, but nobody else because we didn't want this to turn into,
when this is supposed to be a celebration,
supposed to be a
love,
celebration,
all of that,
love, and all that. So anyway, we went on the honeymoon, came back, I had the first surgery. The margins weren't clear.
Okay.
So we had to go back in and do another lumpectomy. And she told me she would only go in 3 times. So if the margins hadn't been clear on the second lumpectomy, we'd have to do a mastectomy. Okay. So they were clear. So that's good.
Yes,
that's good. And she gave me actually the option of mastectomy or lumpectomy, and I chose lumpectomy.
And what's the difference between?
So mastectomy is when they cut the entire breast off.
Okay.
Lumpectomy is when they go in and take out the mass.
Oh, okay.
But then you have to have clear margins around
in order to do so, right?
Right.
Okay.
So we did that, and then after that, then I had chemo for about 4 months. Then radiation for a month, and then Herceptin for another 7 months. And then I still continue on this drug now called Arimidex.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So,
You guys, real quick, if you have any questions for Cheryl, please let us know. Please go in the comment section. We are going to hit all of your questions as much as possible, okay?
yes.
Okay, so let's keep going. So we talked about your film. So let's go back to the film.
Okay.
So you say you shot in a couple different places. You shot
Yes.
in
So we shot
Malaysia.
in Malaysia.
Okay.
For 2 weeks.
2
We
weeks.
shot in Indianapolis and we shot in Dallas. And I shot with my friend Joyce Fitzpatrick, who is a director, and her boyfriend, who is Brian Shackelford, who's a director
Oh,
also.
wow.
So the two of them came out together.
Okay. And why
Okay.
Malaysia?
That's
Why
where we
did
were
you-
living.
Oh, that's where you were
That's
living
right,
at the
we were
time. Right.
living,
Okay.
right,
Okay.
yeah. We were living in Malaysia and I was working in Singapore.
And then you wanted to come back and shoot here as well.
Right, right.
Okay.
So we wanted to shoot in Dallas, where I had been diagnosed, and we wanted to shoot in Indianapolis, where I'm from.
And where can we find your film?
You can find the film online at KWELI TV.
Love
It's
it.
an online streaming platform that's African American owned.
Oh, I love that. Definitely
Right.
love it. So, what was the main goal with making this film? Like, what do you want the viewers to take from it?
So the main goal in making this film was to show people that are going through any adversity that you can get through with love, faith, and wellness.
Yes.
Yes, so that was the main goal. Then I wanted to show people the Malaysia experience because it's different than living in the United States.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm
Right.
sure it's completely
Yeah,
different.
and then as a survivor, that I was continuing to live, and you can too.
Yes, I love that. And so we said that the inspiration was the love,
Faith,
faith, and wellness. Now, can we talk about support system? Having a support system, is that important? I'm assuming it is.
You know it is.
Right,
yes,
right.
Yes.
Assuming it is.
Having a support system is hugely important.
And who's
I had
yours?
My support system, my family, my husband, my daughter, my extended family, my church family.
Yeah, it's important to have the church
Very-
family as
yes.
well.
And so it's important to stay positive also. Actually, I met a survivor just yesterday in the airport, and she mentioned the 3 Ps, and I like that. It was positive, prayerful people.
Love that.
So you have
Positive, prayerful people. Okay,
Yes,
3
you
Ps.
have to be positive
Yes.
yourself, and you have to surround yourself with positive people.
Yes,
And
very
then
important.
you need to be prayerful, of course. And then people, you need
Yeah,
them.
no, definitely. Yeah, we could take the 3 Ps for everything,
Yes,
like
we could.
every aspect of
For
life,
every
for sure.
aspect.
And that gets you through being positive, saying your prayers, praying for everything, like the positivity in your life, the good energy, the people around you, for sure. That-
Exactly.
That
And when you
changes.
think positive, it releases positive chemicals in your body.
Yes.
And your body says, oh, it really is okay.
Right, and you're
It's
able to
gonna
let
be
go
okay.
of the fears and the negativity and all of that.
Yeah. Even when you wake up, if you put a smile on your face, it tells the rest of your body it's okay. If you frown, the rest of the body's like, well,
Already.
I don't know what's going on today.
Yeah, and it already
Yes.
just it almost starts the tone of
starts
how
the
your day
tone.
is going to be.
That's right.
Yes, and I would say that just wake up being intentional. So the same thing, how you
Very
said,
good.
just
Yes.
saying before you even get out of the bed, today's going to be a great day, like just speaking those positive affirmations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And sometimes when you're going through adversity or going through treatment, you don't feel like being
Yeah,
positive. You
of
don't
course
feel
not.
like smiling. But if you can just think of something positive,
Yeah.
it will help you through the day.
Definitely. And so you started giving like some tidbits, some tricks and tips for a patient that is going through either breast cancer or just any type of extreme disease as well. What other tips and tricks can you tell our viewers just to get them to stay motivated, to stay positive energy, just all of that?
Well, one thing I think that's very important is listen to your doctors
Listen, okay.
and follow their orders and take the medicine that they say suggest. Many people even have like high blood pressure and they don't take their medicine every day.
That's true.
So you should take, it's prescribed for every day, not
Right.
every other day.
There's a reason why it says every
There's-
single day,
that's
right?
There's a reason why it's every
Yeah.
single day. So I think it's hugely important that you follow what your doctors say. And then it's very important that you take care of yourself. Anybody, though, that you get the proper rest,
Right.
that you eat the proper.
Can't motivate yourself sometimes. Having the others around you that do that can change your mood.
Exactly.
Can flip it around for sure. So you're also a former aerospace executive. Can we talk about that? And what does that mean?
Yes, I am a former aerospace executive. My most recent role was in Singapore.
Okay.
I was the international trade compliance regional manager for the Southeast Asia region.
Wow, okay.
So to include Singapore, Malaysia, Christchurch, New Zealand, and China.
Very
so
nice.
that was very nice. Actually, in that role, I had an opportunity to meet the then Vice President Joe Biden. We had him over to speak, so I had a chance to meet him, and he's a very nice, very engaging person. Got a chance to deal with the Secret Service. That was nice.
Oh,
too.
wow, that's
Yes.
exclusive.
Yes, that was good. So that was that role. Prior to that, I was working at Lockheed Martin Aeronautics as the Director of Quality. I did that in Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay.
So, very serious careers there.
Those were back to back? Like, what time span were both of these?
Pretty much back to back. So,
okay.
it was Lockheed Martin Aeronautics. Then I took a break from there and we moved to Malaysia. And then I started that role there.
No, I love that. Do we have any online questions?
Yes. What stage did you find out? Well, when you found out you had breast cancer.
Oh, yes.
I was stage 2A.
2A.
Yeah, and there are 4 stages.
Okay. So we were 2A. Wow. Do you have any other ones?
Yeah. And how did you decide between lumpectomy versus mastectomy?
Well, that's interesting and a very good question. So my doctor told me I had the choice. She said, how do you see yourself in a year from now, with breast or without breast? Because at my stage, it was okay to choose lumpectomy versus mastectomy. Some people definitely have to have a mastectomy.
Okay.
But I wasn't one of those, so she allowed me to make the choice. And so 3 days or so before getting married, I did not see myself having a double mastectomy.
Right.
But probably now I would go back and say, okay, take them off.
Really?
And I would do that because there's always the thought that it could come back.
Okay.
It can come back. And if you don't have the breast, then that's one less place it can come back.
Oh, so it wouldn't be able to come back there, but possibly in a
It could still come back
place?
in the chest wall.
Okay.
And then breast cancer is linked to ovarian cancer. So I had an oophorectomy. I had my ovaries taken out.
Okay.
It's also linked to brain cancer. Obviously can't take out my brain.
We don't want to do that.
No, but if I had a chance to do it again, I would probably take it off. So then that would be one less place to worry about. Because I still alternate between mammograms and MRIs every 6 months.
Really?
And we're 10
Every
years
6
out,
months.
and I'm still yes.
And so, you said that if you were able to go back, you would pick the other way. But once you made the decision to go one way, years later you can't go back and say, okay, now I think I want to.
Well, the reason why I can't go back and I could take one breast off, but the other breast has had radiation on it. So a radiated breast doesn't perform as well in surgery and in healing. So that risks all kind of other issues.
Okay, so that makes sense. Yes. Definitely. Do we have any other online questions? No. No? Okay. So what other encouraging words or even special treatments that you think would be helpful or just best for a person who also has breast cancer as well?
Well, special treatments. Again, I go back to everybody's case is a little bit different. There is no one
exactly
type
the same.
So listen to your doctors.
Right.
Take their advice. I didn't want to have chemo. So I had the discussion with my surgeon, didn't want to have it, I had it with my oncologist, and she was finally like this, okay, you don't have to have it, but your chances of, and this is not for everybody, but for me, your chances of survival with chemo were about 83 or 86%. Without chemo, was 50-50.
Okay.
Like,
so when you heard that, you're like,
okay, I'm not a good gambler, so okay, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I would say again, listen to your doctors. Take the medicine that they suggest. Try not to overstress yourself.
Yes.
Stress causes anxiety, causes the whole process to just kind of run amok. Do things that that relaxes you and that you enjoy.
Did you have the same mindset 10 years ago?
Well,
what has changed within the last 10 years?
I was running fast paced like this. I thought I was in control of everything. I was doing everything.
Always,
Cancer will make you realize that you're not in control, and never were.
Yeah. No.
But
there's already a plan.
There's already a plan. 11 years ago, I was running hard, I was fast paced. I was this.
Mhm.
And now I'm more relaxed.
Right.
And I'm enjoying each day, and I'm trying to do something each day that I really like.
We talked about that.
Yes,
So
we
not
did.
being too comfortable with where you are, but trying to just get as many things done as possible, because we never know when's our last day, right? So
That's
just
right.
to try to
You never know when your last day is, so you should make sure you're doing something you love and you enjoy.
Yes.
And if you don't love it and enjoy it, then you should make a plan to move to that area that you do enjoy.
Yes, because life is short. And
It's
again,
very
right, we
short.
never know when it can end. So definitely just doing something that you can be proud of. Doing
Yes.
something like that. I'm happy I did that.
I'm happy I did that, right.
Glad my name's attached to that.
Exactly. And everybody, I mean, obviously you can't just quit your job.
Right, right. Without a plan.
But without a
Right.
plan.
Yeah.
But you can make a plan to move toward whatever it is that you really enjoy.
Right.
Be it your main job or be it a hobby.
Yeah, I was
But-
going to say, it's definitely something we talk about here at Black Doctors, having work-life balance. Work-life integration, work-life rhythm. So that's important in going off of what you said as well.
Exactly.
Right. So not too much work, but still, like,
Yeah,
you
you
have that
gotta
office
have a
job. Right.
balance.
You gotta
You
have a
have
balance,
to-
but still do something that makes you smile, makes you happy happy
That
to wake up every day.
energizes you.
Yeah, that
Yes.
keeps that positive energy going, right?
It could keep you through the job that you don't
Exactly.
necessarily like.
Exactly.
Get it done, do it well, and then go home and do whatever it is you like.
Of course. And so, what other future projects do you have coming up?
Well, I'm glad you
Can you
asked.
share with us?
Yes,
Can you
I
tell us?
share. So I've been working with my friend Joyce Fitzpatrick, who I
Yes.
mentioned as one of the co-producers. We're working on a teenage mystery film called
Oh.
Hidden Orchard Mysteries. We just did some filming of that in Atlanta,
Very
actually a few
nice.
weeks ago. So I'm excited about that project.
Wow,
And
okay.
I'm also working on pre-production of an inspirational talk show.
Oh, a talk show. Okay, and
Yes.
where would that be?
Well, we're shopping it right now, so
Okay.
we'll see.
So we'll see. Okay,
We'll see.
definitely. And where can we find you,
see.
please? I'm
You
sure a
can-
lot of people would love to connect with you and have other questions that we possibly haven't gotten to. So,
Yes, so you can find me a couple places
Okay.
on my Facebook page, Cheryl Ash Simpson.
okay.
Also on Facebook, Sunshine Noodles and Me.
Yes, I love that title. It makes me laugh and it makes me smile. So I'm sure that was partially the goal to make everyone smile.
It was.
No, I love that. Do we have any other online questions before we wrap up?
So we know that you wear a number of hats. What are some tips that you can give someone who wears a number of hats like you do and wants to find balance?
Yes, and stay motivated. Yeah, how do you do it?
yes.
You have such a great energy.
Tips for finding balance. But first of all, whatever you're doing, stay in the moment there. I
Okay.
used to tell people when I was working, you have moms that feel bad about I'm not with my child, or when I'm with my child, I feel bad I'm not working. So you stay in the moment for whatever you're doing at that
Right.
time. You work and you focus on work. When you're with the child, you focus on that. So for all the different hats that I have, like when we were producing the film not too long ago in Atlanta, those 14-hour days were focused just on that.
Makes sense, yeah.
There. When I come back, then I have time to practice, then I have time to do the commercials or the print work or whatever. So it's just, you're always in that particular zone at the time.
For sure. And another thing, our CEO who just walked past, he mentioned yesterday, and I love this, is that you should only be worried about what you can control.
Exactly.
And once you start worrying about everything else, that just it gives you anxiety, like you said. It's just it becomes overwhelming. But if you just focus on what you can control, like how
Right.
you said, just be in that moment, that everything else almost just
It
lines
works
up
its way
perfectly.
out.
Yeah, it
Yes.
works its way
Everyone
out.
comes
So
in alignment with it.
exactly,
Mhm.
love that.
I agree.
Oh my goodness, Cheryl, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for
Oh my
having
goodness,
me. It's
yes.
been wonderful.
Yes, and please, one more time, where can we find you on Facebook?
You can find me on Facebook at Cheryl Ash Simpson or Sunshine Noodles and Me.
You guys, thank you so much for joining us. Please like this video, share it with all of your Facebook fans and all of just everyone, your friends, your family, everyone. You guys, we're so excited to have Cheryl here. Thank you again, Cheryl.
Thank you so much, Monica.
Yes, of course. And until next time, guys, bye.